No,
Oh, hey world, YouTube. Welcome back to the Steve Dave Double Shot Movie Review. He's Steve.
and I'm Dave.
And today we have two new flicks for you that we checked out. 1925's Nosferatu, directed by F.W. Murnau.
And 1995's City of Lost Children.
Directed by the French duo of Junet and Cairo, not sure.
Some French guy.
One of them did Alien Resurrection. So, but we'll be kicking you off today with Nosferatu. Basically what this is a chilling flick. It's a silent era movie because, well, back then they didn't have sound. But it's a German expressionist film starring Max Schreck, who would be playing Count Orlok, Nosferatu, and he would pretty much be the only one you really know of in the movie because there weren't, you know, it was the birth of cinema.
Is this the first vampire movie?
So to say.
Probably.
It very well could be. But basically it takes place with a clerk at a law firm named Hutter being sent to finalize the deal of Count Orlok. When he goes, Count Orlok sees his love, a picture of her, and decides he wants to start stalking her. And I know what you're thinking, that sounds an awful lot like Dracula.
Yeah.
It's because it is. They tried to get the rights to Dracula, but Bram Stoker's widow, she wasn't having that. So they took it on their own. As I said earlier, it was shot in German expressionist style, a lot of creepy lighting, a lot of great use of shadows, and all in all, I think it's a very dark, macabre movie.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is actually the first silent film I've ever seen, and they cleaned it up really good. You know,
Really well.
Really well.
Really well.
Well, you know, compared to the original footage of a 90-year-old movie that'll be next year. Yeah, it's you know, it's a little slow on the pacing, but you know, it's the dawn of film. Thoughts, Dave?
I love it. I think it's a great movie for a couple reasons. It's one, you're looking into a time capsule. You're seeing faces of people who were passed away long before you were born.
True.
Even for a lot of people who are senior citizens today, these people passed away when they were just children. So you're looking back, and the way it was shot, a lot of it was real broad, open shot. Like they didn't have a lot of pan or scoping shots because it was put in the camera, we can zoom in. But a lot of the characters, like Hutter's boss, Knock, who is a cross between his boss and Renfield, looks really insane.
Yeah.
Max Schreck's makeup, to me, doesn't look like makeup.
It looks genuinely creepy.
Yeah, and a lot of the because they didn't have the stuff we use today in movies to make them faster or sleeker, I think a lot of the shots were done real cleverly with light and shadow, like with the hand coming up and when it clenches her heart, she shudders, and I think it's a great film.
One thing about it being so cleaned up though is, you know how many times you see in commercials how they're kind of parodying silent films or older movies?
Yeah.
That it almost feels like that, because we've seen it more of that recently than actual.
You grow up
movies.
just seeing the parody before you see the
with the fake grain and you know. You know.
Well, if you watch, this has a lot of great extras, by the way. This is the Kino edition. This is supposedly like the Criterion, the tops 2-disc selection, because you can watch it in the original German. You know.
Deutsch.
But it does show the footage before it was cleaned up and after it was cleaned up.
I'll keep that up.
And there's more difference. And what you also find is basically this movie, like I said, they went ahead and made it without her consent, but she won a court case and all copies were destroyed. Or so they thought. And this edition was made with different segments, like from the French version and different versions from different countries. They took because some countries would have a version that were missing scenes, and they took it. So this is supposedly the most complete you can find. And a fun little note, because of the way this was made without her permission and it was ordered destroyed but survived, this is public domain.
Ah, interesting.
So you can make any Nosferatu product you want and sell it.
Huh.
It's completely public domain.
Fun fact.
There are a few little things that you have to get licensing for, but if you want to make action figures, t-shirts, model kits, things like that, it's public domain.
Huh.
That's why there's so many versions of this on DVD too. There's a million. And there's one version that has the famous scene of him climbing out of the hole.
Yeah.
With that thing. It's done in kind of Technicolor. That one is literally, it's kind of fun to watch because this pretty much, they just took and put it on DVD. There's like no cleanup and nothing. But it's still pretty cool to see what people originally saw. I like it. It's very dark. It's very gothic. And Max Schreck, whose name translates to terror, is just, he's awesome.
And later on, a Batman character.
Who?
Batman Returns, Christopher Walken.
His name was
Max Schreck.
Max Schreck, yeah. I guess.
Fun fact.
Hey, this movie's chock full of fun facts. I recommend you do watch it. It is
It's horror history.
It's not going to be as fast paced. It's not going to keep you on the edge of your seat. It will give you the heebie-jeebies if you just let yourself go and watch it. Don't watch it on fast forward.
1.5. Yeah.
Just watch it. It's a great fucking movie. I mean, it's really good. So, and a rating. It's hard to rate it, you know, because
it's kind of like a summary of Dracula almost, as in it doesn't go into the whole Dracula in England book for like the very last bit.
It glosses, and then at some points it'll key in a little further, and then
I was surprised how fast it ended.
Key in.
I was like, I thought there'd be more after this, and you know, the three girls and everything. But yeah,
I don't know, I think it's a great movie. I think it's, and what I like is, like I said, it's like looking into a time capsule, and because of the way it was shot, none of it really looks like makeups to me.
Right.
Like, you know, his boss looks like a fucking balloon, you know.
Yeah.
And Max Schreck looks amazing in it. There are a few scenes where it hits and you're kind of wondering where the hell it's going, like when he's just running around London with a coffin.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what the fuck are you, you know. It's cool at first, but then you're like, where are you going with this? But it's still, I like it. I give it 4 stars, 4 to 5. It just hits a niche with me. Nosferatu is one of my favorite monsters too. So.
And you have kind of a model of him.
Many.
Many.
Just finished one.
Oh, you did a bust too, yeah.
And a bust. A couple busts. So, but yeah, I just finished one sculpted by Dave Grasso. Didn't bring it though. I thought that'd be a little lame to set it up on the night of the review. Maybe next review I'll bring that.
It's in another video of ours actually.
So a bust is the Jeff Yeager bust is. But I say 4 stars. I really liked it. He did. He watched it on 1.5.
I give it. I totally respect it as a gem and a time capsule, as you say, of horror history and film history in general. But as far as the movie, I give it 2.5 stars.
I give it 4. I just like it.
I really love the classic scenes where he's rising out of the coffin on the ship, and and him fading.
Well, there's other stuff. Cool. You gotta go back and after you see it though, watch it again, and you'll see different things they used in shadow. Some remain, and that's the main focal of the scene. But then there's other stuff happening off here and there that you just pick up on again later, and it's just really good. I mean, I feel a lot of filmmakers today. I think it was the lack of having what we have today that made them do such clever tricks.
Inventiveness.
Yeah, and I think some filmmakers should go back and do it. Well, Coppola did it with Bram Stoker.
Oh yeah.
Because that's, if you watch, it's filmed like a 1920s movie.
Yeah.
The effects, they do the animated lightning and things like that. So 2 stars, I give it 4.
Here's a shot for Nosferatu.
I'm shooting out the Indiana Jones shot.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll be right back at you with City of Lost Children.
Where's the fucking Oh, hey! Welcome back to the Steve Dave Double Shot movie review here on YouTube. I'm Steve. And
Dave?
That's Dave? I don't know. But we're all a little lost tonight, and we're coming back at you with 1995 City of Lost Children.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, there's the movie right there.
That's it.
That's it.
We own it. I do.
You can actually get this at your local library, I think.
You can get this at your local library too.
A library edition of the show tonight, I guess.
Library.
Library. Whatever. City of Lost Children is a, I guess you would call it a fantasy movie?
Yeah, it's a genre film.
Yeah.
And it's its own genre.
It is.
It is. I think it's the first steampunk movie.
It is a lot of steampunk going on.
In 95?
No, it's not the first, but it's got a lot.
What was steampunk before that?
There's a whole list of shit.
Anyways.
Back to the Future 3.
That's a western.
But anyway, who cares? Steampunk sucks. But this movie has there's two storylines going on, and they eventually cross paths. First storyline is of a bunch of brothers. Well, there's a doctor who captures children and tries to steal their dreams.
Yeah, because he can't dream, so he's trying
that guy right there.
And he hires a group of the blind cult
to
go round up kids.
The Cyclops.
Yeah. There's actually a couple sort of, but then there's the group of children thieves.
The children thieves, and they get in cahoots with Ron Perlman because the doctor and them just stole his baby brother off the streets while he was doing a sideshow chain act.
No. They stabbed his dad while he was doing his sideshow.
Oh, they did stab his dad. I forgot about that.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it's
Pressure.
It had been a long time since I watched this until the other night. I first saw it, I think in like '97.
This is what introduced me to Ron Perlman.
Yeah, but they call me Ron Perlman.
Yeah, I used to watch movies like, hey, there's that French guy. Found he's not
French.
French.
He learned the French for the movie.
Did he learn it phonetically?
Probably, yeah.
So he didn't know what he was saying.
Probably.
He was just saying it. So I didn't know.
Is that good?
It's a really good movie. It's its own world.
You won't forget it.
The
There's a lot of
scenery-
striking imagery in it.
Yeah, atmosphere out the ass. It's very good. It's got Noggy in it from Cemetery Man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's got a lot of those strange actors who you don't know their names. A lot of them are foreign. They're French. But they pop up in a lot of American cult movies or what have you, and you'll be like, hey, I know that guy. I recognize that guy because the Doctor or the Brothers with the Sleeping Disease are in Alien Resurrection with Ron Perlman. It's a very good movie because Ron Perlman basically has to fall into with the group of thief children and I forget the name of that, but it's one of those disagreeable bargains where it's I'm just here to help you for my end and you're here to help me for your end.
Yeah.
And they end up becoming friends. But the cool part about the children in the movie is their roles are like adults.
Yeah.
Like it begins with the kids walking through that little carnival and they're just kind of scoping the place. But the mannerisms of the children and the way they're treated and act are not like child actors.
Pretty adult.
It's very adult. Like they're just little adults. A lot of little clever things to it.
I like the little flea.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. The guy with the flea circus. It's one of those it's very imaginative movies, and like all the wardrobe was done by, I think it was Jean-Paul Gaultier or
That's a designer.
Yeah, he did the Fifth Element too.
Huh.
He did all the clothes for the Fifth Element.
That was French, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was what's his name who did The Professional.
Jean something.
Shit, I know his name all the time, but I forget it now. It's the cameraman.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy did Wasabi in The Professional. Anyway, City of Lost Children is really good. It was directed by, like I said earlier, Jeunet and Caro. Two French dudes. It's just a cool flick. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is. It's like, you just gotta see it.
It's about 4 plots happening, but it's not confusing at all. It's easy to follow. But it's definitely fantastical.
Yeah. A little ahead of its time, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because a lot of it kind of reminds you, or will harken you to Guillermo del Toro's kind of style he does in the past few years. They were doing it years before, I guess you could say. Some scenery elements.
I could see if you going in not knowing, you could mistake it for Del Toro.
Yeah,
I could totally see that. And I'd say if you like Del Toro's stuff, from Hellboy to Pan's Labyrinth, you like City of Lost Children. Yeah. It's more in league with Pan's Labyrinth, I'd say.
Yeah.
With that, but it's weird because it's a very like sepia tone, soft set movie, but it has like a real gritty backdrop. And I think one underlying theme of the movie, and they show it at one point real directly, is butterfly effect.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of things that keep popping, but there's that one scene where it's just so direct with her teardrop or whatever.
Yeah.
It flies and it makes the dogs fuck and
yeah.
all that. But there's other things throughout the movie. It's just kind of like a tone or a theme that pops up every now and then, is how a little movement here can affect something over there.
I like the original brother.
So
the diver.
Yeah,
he's cool.
He's like Sanford and Son of the Sea.
Yeah.
He travels underwater, lives underwater, and pointlessly gathers and logs and catalogs trash.
Trash from the city
that he finds.
Yeah.
For what end?
Oh, and there's a brain.
The uncle.
A brain that talks.
Lives in an aquarium.
How do we not mention that?
It's cool because what about the ladies who run the orphanage, the Siamese twins?
They're called the Octopus.
Yeah, and they're creepy.
They're creepy
and evil and cool.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of rich characters. It's a very fun movie. It is French. You can watch it subtitled in French, which I recommend. Just do it, and too many people are pussies about reading. Or you can watch it dubbed, and it's fine that way too. But when you watch it in French, it pulls you in a little better. So I give it, I'd say that's 3.5.
I give it
3.5. We're pretty, very good movie. I tried to find the super duper edition.
Yeah, is there a Criterion?
I don't think this was all I could find. It has some extras. But I got it off eBay, brand new. Still had the wrapper on it and everything for like $8. So
and you can get it at your local library.
Yeah, it came to a grand total of like $11 with shipping. But both movies that we reviewed for you this evening can be checked out at your local library for the grand cost of
your tax dollars, buddy.
Your tax dollars at work. And I'd highly recommend both of them as a library stop.
You should. If you don't have Netflix and all that stuff. Well, it's got some good stuff a lot of times, eh?
Yeah, go on, check it out. Might pick up a book, read that while you're in there too.
Why not?
Go for it, fuck it. Yeah. Here's the City of Lost Children. I say 3.5.
Yeah, right on.
And thanks for tuning in again. We'll be back at you with something else.